Okie dokie, so it's happened again. I've gone in, I've said the magic word, and I've come out on a different bike. The question is this the Swiss Army knife that I hope it to be? So, I know we don't mention Rolf Harris anymore, but he used to say, can you tell what it is yet? Well, what do you reckon? I reckon most people watching this will have already twigged what I've got, what I'm sitting on. Now, this is the first ride out, the maiden voyage, and so far, obviously very early days, but I've taken to it straight away. It's hard not to, and all the reviews and all the things that I read and all the stuff I watched on YouTube about this bike is absolutely bang on. It's hard to find a negative review about this little bike. I say little bike, and I can see the attraction already. So we'll have a little walk round in a minute, and I'll tell you. Well, I don't know. I haven't got a fistful of facts and figures, but we've bought a Suzuki 650 V-Strom. This particular one is a 2020 model, so it's the last model, and they have actually recently phased them out, I believe, because they don't meet the Euro 5 Plus regulations. So it's consigned to the history books, this one, but it has been a great seller for Suzuki over the years. In various, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there's been 3 sort of distinct models of this bike. So it's been honed and it's been updated where they can, but I think it's finally they've given up the ghost with it because of the emissions, the Euro stuff. There is still 1 or 2 available, I noticed. Pre-regged ones, they're absolutely, it would seem that they're an absolute bargain for somebody, but there isn't many left, and once they're gone, they're gone. So, yeah, I did my research, I did my due diligence, I hope I did my due diligence, and we've ended up with this little 650 V-Strom. I keep saying little. Compared to what I've been riding recently, it's quite big. But my first thoughts are, well, where do you start? It's a comfy thing. It's very much sit up and beg. The handlebars are in the right position. I did read 1 or 2 people said that sometimes they thought the pegs were a little bit high, could be a little bit lower. But for me, I find it's all very natural sit up and beg seating position. A firm seat, but a comfy seat. A firm seat, but a comfy seat, I would say. And probably for lots of people will have had one of these in the past, and they'll already know what I'm going to say about the engine. Excuse me. It's a very, very, very tractable engine. It's a 6-speed box, but in any gear, it pulls from nothing. It pulls from absolute nothing. So yeah, it strikes me that it's a really easy-going, comfortable bike to ride. It's sort of user-friendly, beginner-friendly, I would say, and yet, as an experienced biker who's had a million bikes over the years, I can also appreciate, I've had some bad bikes. I mean, they don't make many bad bikes nowadays, do they? But I can appreciate I can almost feel the development that's gone into this over the years. I bet it wasn't like this the first model years when they first came out. I bet it was a bit rough and ready, and you know, and do you know, I don't quite know why this one slipped me by over the years. I probably thought it was perhaps a bit too dull, a bit too utilitarian, a bit almost cheap. Well, that's you know, I don't know whether that's a bad thing to say, but I didn't realise it was as good as it is. But it is. It strikes me as being a great bike for what I want. Now this particular one was a used model, as I said. I could have bought, I guess, I mean the budget was pushed anyway, but it gets pushed, doesn't it? You know, you set a budget of so much money, and then you think, well, and it's the same with anything, same with cars, same with anything you can think of. And you start to think, well, if I go another 500 quid, I'll get something a bit better, and if I go another 1,000, I'll get something better still, and you can easily get carried away. But I resisted the temptation to buy a new one, even though they are at a knockdown price, a pre-regged one, and I bought this. Now this is 2020. It's only done, what's it done? 6,186 as we speak. So in 6 years it's done 1,000 miles a year. I think it's been mollycoddled. It is the XT version. Now there's a standard cast wheel version and there's the XT version. So this is the XT version. So we've got spoked wheels with tubeless tyres. We've got these little handguards on. Only plastic, but they offer at least to keep the cold wind off your hands, I guess. And it's got like an underbelly, an under tray under the front of the engine, like a bit of a black. It's only in plastic. It's not aluminium. It's more for cosmetic purposes than actual protection purposes, I think. But it's there anyway. And this particular one, the previous owner has fitted this little screen that you can see in front. Little flip screen, don't know what difference that makes. I'm sure it makes a bit of difference. But so we've got that. We've got R&G heated grips on it. Now I've never had these before, and when I saw it in the showroom I thought, oh, I bet they're not very good, because everybody, you know, 9 times out of 10 people fit Oxford grips, don't they? But I can confirm already they're on a mid setting at the moment. There's 5 settings. And it's quite nice, it's quite unobtrusive, that is, isn't it? You know, sometimes the Oxford one can be on the bracket that they supply, but it's fitted quite nicely. It's very, you know, and they warm up nicely, yeah. When they're on the top setting, I've had to turn them down. So that when they're on the top setting, they were very hot, yeah. So I've got no complaints about them. And I've also got on this particular bike a Givy top box fitted. Now, for those of you who know me, I've always got to have my top box because I've got stuff I need put in them. You know, when I'm walking around, I want somewhere to dump my helmet that's where it's going to be safe and dry, and I know it's going to be there when I come back. So I like I do like a top box, and I know that people maybe don't, and think on some bikes, maybe not so much on an adventure bike, but they think it spoils the look of them. But no, first impressions, really nice. Great big mirrors. The screen is obviously a little bit dated, no TFT or anything like that, but I've got all the information that I need. My gear change indicator, speed. It's got 2 levels of, they say that it's got 3 levels of traction control, but one of them's off, so I don't know where they get that from. But anyway, so it's got 2 levels of traction control. I think I've got a clock, yeah, that's a clock there. I've got a fuel gauge, and I've got temperature gauge thing going on. I've got an outlet, I've got a plug socket there for plugging me, oh, I've got on that mess a bit there. Oh, what is my traction control? I think my traction control might have kicked in then, you know, because I found myself looking down at my 12-volt plug, and I found myself on the mud on the middle, and I think it, yeah, I think it saved me. It saved me already. So that's that. Mirrors are nice and big. Handguards are good. Controls are as simple as they get. Nice position. Nice seating position. Nice tractable engine. And the other thing that I thought of was fuel economy is going to be quite good. Was the ability to work on it. I do not want to have to take this back to the garage, and most owners seem to find them easy to service. The oil filters screw in one on the front of the engine, so it's easy to do your oil and filter change. Chains are accessible. Yeah, so nice thing, it's alright. So let me apologise for the ending of the last video. I was taking you through, but I thought the video was going on for a little bit too long, you see, and I wouldn't have time to properly, I mean, I'm not going to go on for ages on this one. I'll stop up here in a bit and we'll just have a little walk around and I'll show it in the flesh, and then maybe in a month or two I'll give you a proper, a proper review of my thoughts when I put a couple of thousand or a few thousand under it, maybe when I've been on a long run or something like that. But I teased you a little bit, didn't I? It wasn't really clickbait. I don't really do clickbait. I just thought, well, I'm up to half an hour now, I better finish this. But I do know one or two people as will be pulling their hair out at that, but they're my mates, so I can laugh at them. So there you go. So we'll get up here somewhere. Yeah, it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. Okie dokie. Let's see. Where can I find somewhere? What do you reckon? Oh, there's a bit of it. Let's have a look. Suzuki gearboxes, they've always been good, haven't they? Always been good, Suzuki gearboxes. They were when I was a lad. My first few bikes were Suzukis. I was always a bit of a fan because everybody else seemed to have Yamahas, and I had to buck the trend, didn't I? You know, I switch her off. You know, in the UK, years ago, when there was bus services, I don't suppose we've got a bus service around this area anymore, long gone. So all the old bus shelters have been turned into community. There you are, Grindon book swap. Bring a book you want to swap, take a book you want to read. However, if there's a book you fancy reading, don't have a swap. A donation is politely requested, 50p per paperback or £1 per hard book. So there you go. It's a little library, isn't it? John Grisham, quite like him. Like I'm a big reader. Yeah, not at all. But there you go. Phone boxes, lots of phone boxes have done the same. So let's have a look. Right, I'll take you off my hat and we'll have a little walk round, and then I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go home. I'm not going to go on with this one. And then, but let's have a little walk round. Okie dokie, so won't take long on this. It's actually started to rain. Wonderful. Wonderful. But this is her. V-Strom XT, spoke wheels, twin discs at the front, 90-degree V-twin, chain driven obviously, Bridgestone tyres. Few little bits on it, Nothing much, nothing too much from standard. Not really messed with. What do you reckon? Nice little box on the back. 70 plate. There you go. I think this is possibly the Swiss Army knife that I'm after. So there you go. So once again, my apologies for the ending on the last video when I didn't show you the new bike, but I hope you agree that I've made the right decision. Tell me if you think I have, or tell you if I've made a catastrophic. You know, this is the last thing I needed and the last thing I wanted, and I've bought a heap of crap. I don't think I have, but hey, there might be somebody out there, some owner out there, who couldn't wait to see the back of it. Might be the owner of this one. Who knows? I don't know. I think it started its life in Scotland, according to the handbook. But anyway, right, it's starting to rain now. Guess who's got no leggings with him? Yeah, you've guessed it. I'm going to love you and leave you. Leave any comments below. Let me know what you think. Oh, what's this? There's a few daffodils here. There's a little bit of a thing here. Don't know what that is. Grindon pinfold. Grindon pinfold, 16th century, restored by local craftsmen, 2013. Stray cattle and sheep were rounded up by the pinder and kept in the pinfold. The owner collected them but had to pay a fine to the parish before they were released. This pinfold has been rebuilt on its original foundations as a village millennium project by Grindon Parish Council. So there you go. If you let your sheep wander around, they might come here, but you've got to pay some money to get them back. Hey, wonderful. 16th century. So what's that? 1500 and something. Hey, I tell you what, we were collecting stray sheep before America was founded, weren't we, eh? What about that then? Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to tickle off home on this wonderful little bike, and I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, ride safe, watch out for the potholes and the lunatic drivers. I'll see you soon. Bye.